Introduction to the Srosh Yast. 1. Let Srosh, the listening obedience, be present here for the worship of Ahura Mazda, the most beneficent and holy of him who is desired by us, as at the first, so at the last, and so again may attentive obedience be present here for the worship of Ahura Mazda, the most beneficent and the holy who is so desired by us. 2. Yea, let Srosh, the attentive obedience, be present here for the worship of the good waters, and for the fervascious of the saints, which are so desired by us, and for their souls, us at the first, so at the last, and thus again may Srosh, the listening obedience, be present here for the worship of the good waters, and for the fervascious of the saints, which are so desired by us, and for their souls. 3. Let Srosh, the listening obedience, be present here for the worship of the good waters. Yea, let the good obedience be here for the worship of the good and bountiful immortals, who rule aright and dispose of all aright and good, and for the worship of the good sanctity, our blessedness, who is closely knit with the righteous order, to perfect us and to incite us. May Srosh, obedience, be here present for the worship of the good waters. He, the good and the holy, as at the first, so at the last. 4. And so again may Srosh, obedience, the good, be present here for the worship of the good waters, and of the good and bountiful immortals, and of blessedness, the good, who is closely knit with the righteous order, to perfect and incite us. Yea, we worship Srosh, the blessed and the stately, who smites with victory, and who furthers the settlements in their advance, the holy lord of the ritual order. And not quite so clearly, but the worship for God is respect. The other things are witnesses to that. Their souls, and for their souls. The third thing in parentheses in verse 2, we have, one might be inclined to render, who are so desired by us for our souls, but I think that the words are pasand to the preceding. And the holy, and then we have as at the first, so the last, in verse 3, endowed with recompense. And in reference to the female names, and of the good, and give to us, incite us. And the Lord of the ritual order, we have the Ahuna and Eshem Bohu follow. And we have the Yenhe Hatam to follow. And then, of course, we go into the Srosh Yast, which is the next program. But remember, all this invoking in whatever sense you mean, all this evoking in whatever sense you mean, it's to be for yourself, this inciting. It's not bring in what's already part of you, bring out. So internalize and externalize. It's still, there's more to the words than that, but yeah. And the difference when you worship God in a way that, it's benefiting these things that you're mentioning as, well, this is part of God's side, these things here. You're mentioning them as authorities. It's to bring you towards being that sort of thing, or connecting you to those categories. But but creation is to benefit by your worship. Whether it's just formulas you recite, or however it is,